All right, folks, thank you for joining this evening. I look like a rock star, I don't know. But anyway, so I just want to thank you for joining today. This is the San Antonio Online Marketing Group workshop, and today's topic will be how to engage and listen to your clients using using online tool. How to engage and listen to your clients using online tools. Sonya's dad, thank you for coming in. Hey, thanks for the heart already. You guys are great. So I have a guest speaker, Matt Scher, who will talk about this topic. He's a LinkedIn expert, and he also involves with PR. So I'm going to show you Matt. Just let me flip the screen real quick. Here we go, folks. This is Matt right there. Matt, say hi to all the Periscopers.
Hi, Periscopers.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and let the screen be on the PowerPoint presentation. So what's up, Doc? I see you in the show as well. So if you have any question, folks, go ahead and feel free to ask right here. And at the end of the session, I will go and respond to you through Twitter. So Matt, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. So my topic is, so what does your customer think? And all those hidden people that think your business. You think everything's good, but they're not really telling you how you can improve. So I'm going to talk about two cases. What do I need to do?
Let's see, what is the slide? It's supposed to be big. Why it's not big? What are you using? Are you using Chrome?
I'm using Chrome because it's easier. I can work anywhere.
Okay, that's fine. So
Okay.
see if we can switch with the.
There's a
This?
view menu
Left and
right.
right.
Third menu.
There you go.
Okay.
There, cool.
So, ever go to a restaurant like Chili's, Applebee's, any of these fine chain restaurants, and you're paying good money for a meal out, and sometimes the service is less than stellar? For example, your food arrives cold, and it's not appetizing, or you find hair in the food or something like that. Most of us just say, oh, that's just the way it is. Or one of my favorites, and it's like, okay, I'm really kind of worn out. So, went to the Hampton Inn in somewhere in Tulsa. So, got there, got the room at a very good rate, and I noticed 100% Hampton guarantee. Ever see the 100% Hampton guarantee in advertising or messaging? Okay. I met a lovely person at the front of the hotel, gave me my room. And then when I got home from going out to dinner with my wife, we walked to a restaurant, came back, started the bath, had to fill this line, it didn't work. So the next morning I went and said she asked me how my stay was, and I said, it was great except for the bath. Well, you know what her response was? You should have called us at 9:30 at night. If you ever travel on the road, what happens? You unpack your stuff. You're not going to put all your stuff back into your bag and get relocated to a room that can accommodate you. But because it's 100% Hampton guarantee, I filled out a survey right there for Broken Arrow. Okay. What's weird?
No, you just want to make that because nobody can see on the back.
I'm sorry.
You can continue.
Okay, so there I am at the Hampton, and
You go down, it says full screen, you go to the bottom of that menu, the view menu,
right here. Oh,
view, and the bottom says full screen.
hey, okay. I learned something already. Okay.
Or maybe not.
You know what? Click over to the side.
No, same thing. It's fine.
Okay. So I got this fine form letter in my email. I got this fine form letter in my email saying, "Hello, David Scher," and I filled out the survey. And again, similar survey, same questions. I finally got to the crux of the matter. Why did I even take time to respond to the survey? And I got an answer back. Thank you for completing the recent survey. This is your Autobot. Okay.
It's automatic, right?
Yeah, but I'd like to talk to the people. Not that I'm the world's greatest grammarian, but and for that reason, your stay was on us. There was a typo in this. I looked at it and saw it today. Okay, we have a sign at Hampton and Broken Arrow. We always honor 100% satisfaction guarantee event, comma, period. as we have a sign or don't have a sign posted on the counter. Okay. The good news was, got my room paid. You know, they honored their promise, but it took me 5 minutes to tell me what I really thought. I was disappointed in the fact that there wasn't a hot bath like you promised in your room advertisement. And I heard back, and I told this lady who emailed on behalf of the company, I said, how would you react if somebody in another room? It's like, not real right. So it's just like, it's automated, it's one response, and there's no interaction. So it's just automated survey. So what I've learned through a company called Promoter.io, which is a San Antonio technology company, is there's a very simple one-question survey, which I will show you in just a second. But here, we're going to move into what I call the feedback stage. How do we get good feedback? How do we get people to tell us honestly what we need to know about our business or services? So, this was one of my clients, Dr. Ben Young, who is a periodontist, and he scored very well in the surveys, and here's a couple of the comments that were posted after he sent a question. It says, friendly office staff, skillful practitioner, current dental techniques such as the use of laser, very unique. My gums have improved so much with far less bleeding and discomfort since coming to your dental practice. That tells you that he's doing a pretty good job, right? Good customer service, friendly staff, and doctor explains everything in detail before performing a procedure. So these came from the Net Promoter Survey, and I'll try to copy and pasted a couple examples. So here is Ben's example. Okay, so we sent out one question based on your recent experience in so many words. How likely would you be to refer or recommend our business to somebody else? So this was some of the responses that we got from just this one survey. Some people just said, great, gave you a 10. So it's a 10-point scale. Net Promoter goes from 1 or 0 all the way up to 10. 10 is the perfect score. That's the score you want to get. 9 is pretty good. That means you're a promoter. If you are like, yeah, it's okay. I kind of liked it, I kind of didn't. Like at the Hampton Inn, I'd probably, if they sent me a Net Promoter, I would have sent them a 7 or 8, okay? Because everything else is fine. It was just the one little thing. But I would have been what they call a passive. And then the last group is detractors. Those are the people that somebody say, hey, I'm traveling through Tulsa, or I'm going out to dinner. What do you think of the Chili's? That's the one. Anything from below 7 is a detractor. So just based on this, you get an actual feedback on how well you're doing, how well your business or your client's business is doing when it comes to what your customers say. If you think about it, most customers are not going to take a long time to work, okay, at answering questions, but they will respond to a simple question. What do you think so far? Karen?
I like the idea of one question.
Yeah.
And is it you don't have to fill in all that other information you were describing earlier, like
No.
your income, your age, and all of that other.
It's a one-question survey.
Yeah, I like that.
All you need are the following elements: a person's name and a good email address.
Right.
And you send them a simple little survey saying, based on your recent experiences, how likely are you going to recommend our business to others? Okay, and you get sometimes really good feedback, and I'll show you some not so good feedback. So this is Dr. Ben Young. He's using some of his better responses on his website. He could improve, and I'm looking at my friend Yosef, he could improve by putting some of his, generic responses, like, okay, thank you so much for, very personal and I feel totally confident in his care. Always did a great job explaining the process and what I need. So if that was to appear on his website, that's actual testimony from somebody that took the time to fill that out and answer the question. So what I usually do when I get those kind of questions, the client wants to use it, I call the respondee or email the respondee and say, hey, thank you so much for a great can we use it on interactive media? Okay? I lost my place. Right there it was. All right, here's our good friends at Venture Point. We did a survey for them recently. And here's some of the responses they got. Okay, oops, wrong one. Okay, that one's not good. Let's go back to
The presentation.
all right. Here's one response. I found my dream job at Intel Corporation shortly after I graduated from the University of Phoenix with a BS in business management. I was very happy until the dot-com crash and 9/11 happened and everything changed. After 2 layoffs and plenty of disappointment, I felt that I'd never had the privilege of working in such a progressive, positive, and supportive environment again. But then I experienced deja vu as I walked into Venture Point. Progressive, positive, and supportive. I have found a home where I can rebuild my career and make lasting business relationships in an environment that encourages me to reach for the stars. I'm so happy to be part of Venture Point. Again, one simple question generated a really long response. What would you do if you were Luis Escobar, the owner of Venture Point, with a comment like that?
We'll be very happy.
Okay, that's one thing to be happy, but
I will put as a testimonial in a website
yeah, exactly. That's the beauty
or
of this.
Facebook or
Yeah.
any other place.
But first, I'd get permission from the person to use their comment, because
Oh,
sometimes people think that what they're going to say is held in confidence. So you, as the web designer, you as the manager, have to go back and say, hey, here's a thought. We'd like to use this on our social media or website. What do you think? So in this lady's case, no problem. Happy to do that. More than glad to let you use this testimonial quote. I didn't get your name in the back, sir.
My name is Murad.
Barack?
Murad.
Okay, what do you think about that? What do you think about the ability to collect simple input on one question? You think it's feasible?
I think it's the only way to do it, because when I get the surveys from restaurants and from businesses, if it's more than a certain amount of questions long,
Yeah.
I just stop. It's one question, simple, and you just demonstrate it. You can get a lot of it out of it, especially if it's genuine like that.
Yeah.
And I can relate to it because I kind of experience the same feelings in meetings like these.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Yes, sir.
To add to that, the other thing is oftentimes those surveys pigeonhole you into a place that really doesn't give you the opportunity to respond the way you need to, as you showed earlier.
Yeah.
So having one open-ended question, which allows you to say good, bad, or indifferent, what you need to say, is much more helpful for that customer, but also for the proprietor to
Yeah.
then manage his.
To evaluate. So obviously, if I was the general manager of that hotel in Broken Bow, Oklahoma, I'd be going to my maintenance guy and say, why isn't this working? That's feedback. And then, of course, they met their obligation by their 100% guarantee that I didn't have to pay for the room for the night. But the point of it is that they failed in not responding back to me and saying, we're really sorry about that. We'll talk to your person there at the front desk, because that's not exactly one of the smartest answers. You could move at 10 o'clock at night. I don't think so. Especially if I'm taking a bath, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm not ready. I've driven for 10 hours. I'm with a son who's driving long distance for the first time. Not a good thing.
You have to wonder too if that bathtub's been fixed, right?
I'm sorry?
You have to wonder too if that maintenance thing has been fixed. Because if they responded that way to you, you don't even know if the message got passed on to maintenance, right?
Exactly.
Because that's automated.
Yeah,
Your
it
product
ain't
could
like
have
that, but it's got grammar problems. So whoever authorized that, it's like, really? Not that I'm a real grammar cop, okay? And not that I'm really looking for that. But when I read this, like, really? If you had just said, you know, Matt, we're sorry, your hotel bill has been, you know, under the guarantee. Oh, by the way, we fixed that. So the next time you come, hopefully, if you ever come this way again, we'll have that hot tub waiting for you. Yeah, that's what's missing is you get, they pigeonhole you, like you said, Matt. They put these answers, but they're not really responding. And yet, small businesses need to know, yes, what's working for them and what's not working for them. And
ability to relate to the customer and how they felt about their experience.
right.
Versus just, you know, cookie cutter.
Right. So it takes a little bit of thinking about how do you respond to you know, survey responses. So that's one example of our friend Luis. He got a very good score. So the score is based on a scale of negative 100 to positive 100. Luis and his firm scored in the 85 percentile. Dr. Young scores in about the 85 percentile.
Wow.
So they take the scores, they aggregate it. You get a report. After, you know, you can see it as it's going, but typically most people, when they get the question, when it's timed perfectly, will respond within 48 hours. And so that'll give you a pretty good idea. And it allows you to respond to people. So again, here's another one, very professional, responsive. Makes me aware of all mails received promptly. So if I'm Luis's sales staff, I probably would have that comment. You know, here's one of the things. You're a mobile entrepreneur, we offer the mail service, you'll be notified right away. Here is a testimony from one of our customers, because it's written in today's broken English, but it looks real. It's not, you know, there's nothing fake about it. It's not like you see some of these fake reviews that you sometimes see on websites. Okay, so one of my clients is a pest control guy. And he got this response in his survey, and the score was a 5. We cannot pay invoices we don't receive. You provide service for 4 of our commercial properties. Okay, we thought we had the problem fixed. These billing situations take too much of our time to keep trying to resolve. We have 10 commercial properties. You pay all our bills on time, and ensure that there are many, many bills to pay for 10 properties. So you can understand why we're worried the consistent billing situation of Pest Shield. Sorry for giving that name, I should have liked it now. But here's the thing. When I saw that, I shipped that off to the client. The client called this lady, who's a big customer, and said, hey, I wasn't aware of this. How can we resolve the problem? So, good example of how you take negative stuff, right, and respond positively, okay? So, I'd be glad to show you how this works, but basically, there's 3 elements you need. You need a person's name and a person's email. First and last name, email, and you can create your own surveys on Net Promoter. It's an Excel spreadsheet. You put that together with all the names, and voila, you have a simple survey that can be timed and shipped out at the time you tell.
There's a question, how quickly did you respond? Like,
oh, on that one?
yeah.
I got it like 8 o'clock in the morning, and they responded by noon.
That's the question.
Yeah, so they respond within 4 hours. So again, when you get negative stuff, you should be responding as quickly as possible. Especially when a customer is like, you know, one that's probably, you know, thousands of dollars per year in billing, which this was. Again, it's how you react, and do you have a process in place? Is that a question? Oh,
Yes, it's cool.
okay. So, here's what the survey can look like. How likely are you to recommend, this is a hypothetical, a pair of computers to a friend or colleague? That's the question. That's the score. Not at all likely, 0, all the way down to 10, okay? And then what happens is once you give the score, you get another email back saying, what's the most important reason for your score? And that's where you got those sample feedbacks that I just shared with you. Okay? There are other ways, of course, to get feedback. Facebook. How do you respond for your customer when you get a negative response on Facebook? A legitimate. response on Facebook or on
Twitter.
Or Google Plus. What's your strategy for that? Of course, you need to provide your client with a full scope of services that you're watching what's being said and responding in real time. Any questions?
What's the response rate to the second email then versus?
It's about, with a good campaign, it's about 25%. It's, I've seen it go from 10 to 40%, but the average is 20-25%. Because again, how many emails do you get every day, Matt?
Well, so my point, or my question is would it be better served to put it in the first email with the?
No, they want you to do the score, then comes back with a follow-on question.
Is that a second email or is
It's
it
the
just
second-
a second window?
It's the second email.
Oh,
So if you were to respond to a survey, you give a score, it comes back and says, okay, thank you so much for your feedback. Can you tell us why you gave us a 10?
How far apart?
Probably 5 minutes.
okay.
Yeah, you get that and all of a sudden back in your box. We really appreciate you giving us that score. Can you tell us why you did that? And that's where you get people, because then I think people have time to think about it and then they really respond like those people did on the positive side and like the one commercial property did for the other client. So it gives you real feedback on what you're doing well and what you're doing not so well.
How much it costs to use the platform?
The cost is between $40 for the simple process all the way up to a couple $100, depending on the amount of surveys. I'm perfectly willing for anybody here tonight, if you'd like to do a sample survey, I'd be happy to do one for free and help you set up a campaign at no charge. After that, we can discuss how you can work with Tomorrow. I want you to feel comfortable with the process as far as using the survey and seeing the results, because it comes back in real time.
What about the timing that for sending out the questionnaire? Like, what have you found a good time?
Okay, the best time, of course, I apologize, I mean, finish.
That's good.
The best time is Tuesday from 10 to 4, Wednesday, same time, and Thursday. Never do it on Monday because there are people who usually, have their, yeah, they do. That's right, buddy. And Friday, what are they thinking about?
Weekend,
Yeah, so I'd say between the hours of 10 to 4, you can schedule the survey to go out at a specific time.
So, like for your dentist, I'm thinking of my client, the
Right,
physiotherapy.
yeah.
What if a person had an appointment, say Tuesday morning at 9?
Right.
What would you recommend? Like, do you send it pretty much right
Well,
away?
what we do is
or
a
the
batch
next
of names.
day,
So like
or-
Dr. Young gives me a batch of names within a week while it's
And
still
then-
fresh, and then we send it out in one of those 3 days.
So it might be 4 or 5 days before that client receives the questionnaire?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not like it's 3 weeks after the fact.
Right.
It should be within a week. And again, it's a timing thing. So what we did with Dr. Young is that they kept all the names, first and last name and email.
Can you
Yes.
put the website right there on the Premier I? Just put it right there.
Yeah, well, happy to do that.
Because we have an awesome people asking about it, and promoter. Just leave it like that. There you go. There you go.
Okay, and then here's how simple it is once you have an account. So I'm going to use my account. And create new campaign. All right, enter new campaign. Yes, sir. Talk. 1. Submit. Okay. And then you go here where you get choose from your email templates below, or create a new template. So you upload that list. You can also check for your contacts. You can send all your emails at once or have them spread out evenly if you've got a big campaign. And you've got automated responders. Okay. And you can say after 5, if I haven't heard from you after 5 days, because maybe somebody went to, or after 3 days or something like that, you can do all that
Nice.
in the course of this, okay?
Pretty
Yeah,
consistent.
that's,
And then, I'm having problems here, just a second. I'm gonna show you what an actual score sheet looks like.
Use the arrows if you want.
Got it. Okay, so this is the actual dashboard for Dr. Young. So see, he got all those scores. Now he didn't get all 10s, but he had, majority of them were positive and a couple neutral. So it aggregates the scores so you can see how well you are or not doing. And it gives you responses. Now what the owners of Promoter Iowa will tell you is when you get a none, right after that, then you want to go send them a message. You can send a message to them and say, hey, Alina, thank you so much, but we'd like to know more. And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, but at least you made the attempt to reach out to them. Yes, sir.
Approximately how many surveys do you send out to get 6 responses?
That's out of 24. So it's 20, that was a sample group of 24 names. So 6 out of 24, that's...
Is that common?
Yeah, it's common for, again, I think of it, Matt, most people will respond to a survey. Some will just say nothing at all. The total response on that one was 6 out of 24. And again, it's usually within the first 24 to 36 hours that you get the response back.
That's incredible. Kudos to you guys, because I'm used to response rates of 1% or less,
right,
from a marketing perspective.
Yeah, I understand that, and that's why I think this is this has been used by USAA and also by Rackspace. In fact, in the book that the programmer for Net Promoter, because it used to be an enterprise level software, and then they made it for small businesses. The author, the founder of the program, talked about how Rackspace stayed above the downplay and the bubble when the bubble broke in 2008 because they were paying attention to these surveys, and when they got something in the red or yellow, they called that person and said, okay, why are you unhappy with our services? So I did a survey for my Rotary Club, and everybody was usually in agreement. There was one lady who gave it a very negative score, so I followed up with her and said, hey, tell me, why did you give us this score? Oh, okay, that makes sense. What can we do to make it better? So it's a conversation about what can we do to make it better that makes this a successful platform. I think it's best for small to mid-sized businesses to use it. And they also have they have some tools for employees, which I've not used yet, but if you want to know what your employees are thinking, they can also provide a survey for that. So, questions, comments? Betty, you look like you're thinking. What do you think?
I like what we can do make it better.
Yeah, because
if pull the answer there.
If you think that you got the answer to everything, then you're not doing good. You're doing yourself a disservice. Okay. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? I'm happy to stick around for as long as you need, or will have questions. Again, I'm happy to do one survey for any of your clients. You're going to have to give me the name, the first and last name and the email, and I'll be glad to help you construct a survey for you to use in any of your businesses. Okay.
Take that opportunity. So.
Yeah, and for all of you watching Yusuf online, you saw my email, which is at mattshear@gmail.com, or
the front.
Yeah, front. Please feel free to.
Can you go to the
Yeah, I can.
So they can see it. PowerPoint, I guess, right?
Yeah. Let's go down to slide number. Go to that one right there. Go to it. Just send me a note via @Matt_Shear that you'd like to know more.
Scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
No. Keep going.
Okay.
There you go. Okay,
right there, Matt Shear. Just send me that or look me up online. I'm that guy without the _@gmail.com, or you can look me up on LinkedIn. So happy to talk to all of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the nice presentation.
All right, folks, there you go. So that was Matt. He talked about this awesome tool called Promoter.io. It's for customer service. It has a lot of cool stuff. So if you want to get in touch with him in Twitter, follow him on Twitter at Matt_Shear. That's SCHERER. So, and I appreciate those that waited for a while. I mean, you guys have been great, and we'll get back with you maybe after several hours. Thank you so much, folks. Enjoy your night.